Yeah. Oh, number 2 is down. Can you hear me now? Is there any audio coming through? I've had my switch inverted. Lovely. So I don't know what you have and haven't heard. Okay. I'm an old man with old man eyes, and the switch on the mute button is not clear. It might have been clear when they designed it on the computer to print it, but in the actual production thing, I cannot get enough light to look at it and see it. So, okay. I am doing audio now. I need to backtrack a little bit. We are in the middle of the protests. This is about, I believe his name is George Floyd, and boy, I hope I got his name right. I don't know why, I've had trouble remembering it. Whenever somebody has a first name and the last name that sound like first names, I keep wanting to say Floyd George. Okay, anyway, I'm watching footage of a police car burning, and somebody just ran up through a brick. Why? The car is destroyed. Why just give yourself a criminal charge there? Okay, so short version is I live near one of the many protests going on across the country. I just toured the area that I live in. I think we're fine. I mean, you'll notice we're not getting in a car and going. I see 2 cars on fire and in different streets. Okay. I'm watching an aerial view. There's helicopters orbiting the protest, and so I'm able to get a stream of that. And so, yeah, although we feel safe, I will say this is an escalation since saying that. I toured the complex, and when I came back to my apartment, the building I live in is painted white, and whenever we have wildfires, the paint seems to change color to like brown or a shade of beige. It's not really changing colors, it's just the sky. The sky is tinted. When I came home, I noticed the building was slightly off in color, and I came in and told my wife that something's wrong, and she's like, yeah, they're burning a car. So, yeah, there's a bit of that. It doesn't, like I said, where I am specifically isn't that scary, but, you know, now we're seeing burning cars on TV here, so it's like, oh boy. So, yeah, there's a chance I'm going to be canceling this video midstream. We'll see. Now, having said that, we're back to Red Dead. I did have a power failure this week, so I'm having a little bit of amnesia about this. What did we just do? I feel like I had just finished... Got it. I had just helped rains fall. This is more of just a fishing mission, which is why I kind of don't want to... This, I'm almost certain, will get me closer to whatever happens to Arthur. I don't remember this. I mean, I do remember that I triggered it, but I cannot call up the context of that. So let's go check out Obadiah. I'm sure when I get there, it'll come flooding back to me. Surreal what playing Red Dead here, and then like I've got my iPad off to the side here and I'm just keeping an eye on the footage, and it's like I'm watching Grand Theft Auto to the right of me here. And, you know, I was gonna make a quip to my wife while I was coming back from the reconnaissance. Basically I ran down to the street just to see, like, technically the property I live on borders where this is happening, but there's some complexity to the area. And it is fair to see it's actually at least a street away from my complex. And I'd have to draw you a picture for it to make sense. But let's just say not everything here is rectangular. Okay, it's more shaped like the state of Idaho. If you at least ponder that for a moment, you might be in the right ballpark of kind of what's going on here. My wife actually wanted me to get her photos of the protesters, and I actually couldn't because they were too far away. And that's good. That means we're relatively safe. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. If that police car was burning and I could see it outside my window, we might be in the car right now. Yeah, but it's nothing like that. I'm kind of afraid to even talk about it because, by and large, the protesters they're cool. And I did get to see some leaving, and I got to see some arriving. Because they have to pass by my complex to get to that place if they're coming on foot, and it has been actually pleasant. If you wanted to say hi to them, they'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" I mean, another thing to consider: I actually live in a part of town where protests are pretty common. I live near at least one foreign embassy, and so there are things that I'm reluctant to go into a lot of detail here, but. Let's just say I've walked amongst protesters to go to lunch before, if that gives you an idea. I am seeing a burning police car. What I'm not seeing is looting or anything like that. I will tell you, I'm a little afraid of what happens if they start looting. I am definitely... I'm not worried about the protesters at all. I am worried about some of the bad actors. I mean, let me rephrase that. I think there are some there that are bad actors. I mean, so, like, there's a tiny portion of the I have no visibility! I can't see! Okay. I feel like there probably is a tiny portion of people there that I am worried about messing with the wrong police officer. You know, I'm definitely concerned about something like that. but not so concerned about it that I feel like something could happen and we won't have time to react. So there's a little bit not worried about the protesters. There's a little bit not worried about the LAPD, and the reason I'm not worried about the LAPD is they know how to handle protests. Not an entity that has a perfect track record, but I'll put it to you this way. I got an email last night saying there was going to be a protest today. And incidentally, I did not get any alerts about the protest until an hour after it was scheduled to start. Meaning that, yeah, they scheduled it for noon, but it was probably 1 or 1:30 before they actually had enough people there for it to really register as a protest. Sorry if I'm over-explaining it. The main motivation I have in my mind right now is not wanting to worry. Like, my mom is listening to this right now. I, on the one hand, want to paint a picture of what's going on that acknowledges, yes, there are burning police cars in my vicinity, but I don't want to give anybody the impression we're worried that we are unsafe. Is it less than ideal? Yeah, but I don't feel like we're in any real danger right now. You know, it's not like there's a counter-protest going on here either. I want to mention that. Everybody is, I think everybody's kind of on the same page here. So I gotta respond to a message here. Okay, sorry. I might be over-explaining things a little bit here. I just don't want to cause any fear. There is an underlying reality that I might shut this video down and say, see you later, I'll catch up when I'll let you know when I'm safe. But that's me thinking down the road with extreme circumstances. You know, I've mentioned this before, but I love this tree. Oh. What? I think I want to look that up. I was just about to talk about, I've seen a tree like this before. It is, the type of work I do for a living requires me to be observant of how nature works. This is a man-made shape. Okay, when you have a 90-degree, you have two 90-degree angles in here. So that is a man-made shape. No, I am not saying that is a man-made tree. I don't know the story of this tree. I'm just saying that nature is just not likely to generate that shape. Now that Arthur has noticed it, I'm sitting there going, what the hell's a trail tree? So rdr2 trail tree. Boy, if this is an article about how people have shaped trees as landmarks, I'm gonna smile, because I'm gonna go, hey, I was thinking that could be that. Google! Why is Google slow? Why is Google slow? Hey! Jeepers. Okay. Okay, dear Internet, if somebody asks what are the trail trees in Red Dead, you don't just give a video of it. I'm not watching a fucking video. Honestly. Well, it's listed as a point of interest. Hang on, I gotta find a better page. That was like the worst definition. Trail trees are a point of interest in Red Dead Redemption 2 with a picture of it. Thank you! It's not very often I would consider something like that to be a waste of bandwidth. I'm on Wikipedia now. Trail trees, trail marker trees, crooked trees, prayer trees, thong trees, and culturally modified trees, that's an interesting term, are the hardwood trees throughout North America that Native Americans intentionally shaped with distinctive characteristics that convey that the tree was shaped by human activity rather than deformed by nature or disease. If I sounded right earlier, I was lucky. I did not know that before reading this, and I don't think I've read this before. I'm going to move away from this because I'd rather go back to the game here, but oh, Traverse City, Michigan has them. Oh, Indiana. I may have seen one of these and not even realized it because I've been to both Michigan and Indiana. Cool. I don't know why the game cares, but I love the idea of the game. Oh, that's another detail. 2 90-degree turns, and it's aligned to a bridge. Now, I was going to accuse it of being man-made anyway, since this is a video game, but, cool. It doesn't sound like it's a plot point to the game, but maybe another time I'll look into it, because there's 4 of them.
There we go.
Oh, is that a trapper? I have a grizzly bear. I wasn't intending to come to this guy, but... maybe he will let me, maybe he will let me, give him this bear pelt. Remove the bear pelt. I only told you 3 times. This guy has a great little shop, doesn't he? On the one hand, I can picture that being dull, but darned if he doesn't have an awesome commute and on beautiful days. This guy has a job I want as a vacation. Please take this pelt. Whoa! His head disappeared for a second there. Not selling gun oil.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to sell any of those, but... yep. Part of me wants to sell all these stupid things, and there's part of me just wanting to keep an eye on it just in case.
Thanks, mister.
Incidentally, if you remember when I was playing Evil Arthur, I removed Arthur's shoes. I just right now wanted to double check that I'm not playing as Evil Arthur and was like, yep, he's not barefoot. I see protesters posing for photos. Everybody's steering clear of him, even the police, to take the photo. What are the odds of me catching that thing with my lasso? I don't know if that can... where am I? There's a settlement here. Central oh! Hey, there's my trail tree. Okay. I should check that out. Interesting. Hey, I'm gonna detour over here because this just screams Brian should check this out because see how that's faded? That means I haven't been there.
Whoa.
Let's see. I should find out if YouTube will let me download these videos now that I've uploaded them. I have not come close to seeing anything like this. I could have sworn I set my horse... huh. My horse is not piloting the way I would expect. Something's wrong. Okay.
Get off our land. Go on.
Fuck you. Let's talk.
You suddenly start using that cranium of yours?
Can I talk to you guys? Who are you? Alright, well, if diffusing's not an option, I'll get up and leave. Just coming to say hello, you jerks.
Tell you again. Get out of here.
One more word out of them. I see protesters on rooftops with cameras. That's kind of interesting. It's a little bit different than, Our mayor is just broken in. Hey, I'm gonna pause, okay? I'm sorry. I am back. I need just a moment to get my mom reconnected here. Can you hear me okay?
Easy now.
Okay. Alright. I apologize for the dead air there, but basically I live near protests, but also LA is a massive city, and so the did I say mayor or governor? I think it's actually the mayor. I apologize. I do interchange those terms, and it's not on purpose. I'm just that stupid. So, sorry. Okay, so there's a little bit of confusion on our end because we heard there was a curfew, and we're concerned that that's actually going to make things worse. However, it sounds like the curfew is actually in downtown LA, which I am at least 10 miles from. So I don't think I see armed guards there. I'm talking about Red Dead here. Some other things, I don't think there's anything super noteworthy other than it is interesting watching how LA deals with this, because what LA is saying is, we hear you. We ask that you not damage property, but we hear you. So I don't know how that's going to go over, because I think what people need to hear is, we are doing this, and I don't know how this is going to play out.
Howdy. Morning, partner. Working hard there. Need to do it right? Not at all. Well, good luck to you. So long.
I don't know what the deal is with this. Oh, see a little dot there? Let's go see this dot.
We are scuppered this time. Properly scuppered.
Hi.
Land up ahead got bought out from under us, and we can't finish the track. They won't admit
Oh,
it,
this sounds like a job for Arthur
but I
Morgan.
just know this is old Leviticus Cornwall's doing. It has to be. Would you talk to them?
Didn't we
for
kill
me?
him?
I'll pay you well, I promise.
Cornwall, you say? All right, I'll talk to them.
Didn't we kill
It
him?
may take a little convincing.
You do whatever you need to do.
Aren't these the assholes that just shooed me away? I don't know if you remember, because there's been an hour of dead air here, but when I first arrived here, those guys were being a dickhead to me. And if you were eagle-eyed, you might have noticed I saved my game right when I walked away from them, and that's and I made a remark like they're like one remark away from me doing something about it. I was about to turn around and hit them with a dynamite.
Hey, you. What are you doing here? This is private property. You're trespassing.
The boys at the railroad camp, they don't seem too happy. Looks like you're in their way.
We own this land, so they ain't going any further.
You gonna live here happily ever after, is that it?
What's it to you?
You can drop the act. Everyone knows you're Cornwall's nursemaid, so why don't you run on home and go wash his fat feet?
What the hell did you just say? You better start running, you son of a bitch.
Must have got it wrong then. Apologies, boys.
Expert troll.
You know what? On second thoughts,
Oh, I did that terribly.
well, I'm still feeling generous. Lazy bums.
Just wanted to remind him. They took their firewood too. Can I? Oh, for fuck's sake. Just shoot me. I own some land now. I'm gonna sit. Kidding. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Did I scare off his crew? Oh, that's funny. I scared off his crew. He's not going anywhere today anyway. Incidentally, I don't see why Levitas Cornwall can't do that. Like, what he did is terrible, but it was legal.
Hey there.
Morning.
Gentlemen.
Oh, Leo.
Gotta go. Just tell me I'm resigned to the worst.
You didn't hear the gunshots?
One deed to the property. They was very understanding. You got my money.
Yes. I was just about to call it a day. Thank you.
Me and Mr. Cornwall go way back.
Okay. That was fun, but I say though, when Cornwall had those guys camp out there, did he say, here's the deed? In case you run into too much trouble, just give them the deed? Or is it like, he gave them the deed to prove that they have a legit reason to be there, but why would they just drop the deed? And do deeds work that way? Because can I really just, like, break into somebody's house, get into their... grab that deed and just go, get out, this is my house? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I actually don't remember if I saved my game, so I'm going to save my game. Okay, well, I was actually heading... Wait, what happened to Obadiah? Or was that... That guy's name was Percy. Huh, I wonder if Obadiah is a time of day sort of thing. I'll check on that later. What time of day is it here? Noon. For the record, that guy was calling it a day at noon. Just saying. Certain issues with the script in this game, just saying. Okay, so the curfew is not for my area. Excuse me, is not for my area of town. It is, there is a curfew in LA, but it's not the area I live in. Yeah, he has the hours I'm going to be working next week. I've been furloughed by COVID, by the way, so took a little longer for where I work. a really neat pattern on that pelt on my back, and I have no idea. I don't remember where I got it from.
Whoa.
Is this like a forest station? Like... For the record, I mentioned that me and my wife may not get dinner out tonight, but we're not changing our minds, but we're going to reinvestigate in a couple hours, because what made us think we shouldn't was a misunderstanding. But like I said, we'll wait a couple hours and then... I wonder if I'm looking at the penitentiary. I love how you can see some movement in the distance. That's cool. Oh, I like the specks of dirt on the binocular lens. That's also cool. I love things like that. There's another one. You know, that was one thing about GTA. If you looked in the distance, you would often see, like, there's no cars on the road. And then you might see a threshold where suddenly you see a lot of them. It's a technical limitation that, you know, the game can only do so much at a time. Boy, if you told me that was a secret, I'd believe you. Those two trees right there. It's also aligned to a compass direction. I wonder where that is. That's maybe here. Hang on just a second. Let's see. That is, yeah, that's CBS.
They're trying to get into it. Oh, don't destroy it. They're already going to tear it down. Let it be.
The security guards over at CBS just put dumpsters up against the gate. Yeah, if you go to the Grove and then go immediately north, that's the CBS lot where Price is Right is filmed. And the CBS lot is letting the police use their parking lot. Oh, wow. I don't know. I apologize for the dead air. I'm watching a helicopter footage of CBS, and the people guarding CBS are worried something's going to happen, but it's hard to tell that the protesters are actually doing anything to cause it. That's what I hate about this point of view. I can't tell what's going on. About 30 police officers are now leaving CBS, meaning they are basically going out a gate and heading into the protest. Okay. And everybody is scattering. Wow. You can almost see the ripple of information making its way from CBS, because you can see people seeing other protesters running and going, I'm going to run too. And now, of course, the camera panned away. Oh, they did. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. Oh, my God. The reason I saw the police at the... Okay, I'm watching footage from earlier. I don't know how long ago. I'd say half hour, if that helps at all, but it's made up. They used dumpsters to break the CBS gates open, and then they immediately retreated. When I peeked in, the security people there were reclosing the gates and then putting those dumpsters in the way of it. Wow. Okay. Anyway, that's it for the exciting news for now. All right. I know this is off topic, but you know what? I'm gonna head here, especially since where I wanted to go disappeared. Actually, I'm gonna head here first. Just interesting to me. Wait a minute. I'm gonna check this out. Okay, I'm gonna go here, 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 and here. Okay, that's my plan. I may shut down at that point. We'll see. I don't have any particular yearning to shut down right now, because... oh, shit. I'm sorry, I cannot play this game in first person. It's confusing.
Come on now, boy. Yep.
Honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm done playing the game. Normally, I've got other things to worry about, like I'm gonna go get dinner or something, and today it's just like, nope, my day is booked. I mean, my day is completely open. My schedule is cleared. That's actually what I meant to say. I meant to say instead of my day is booked. Huh.
Your side, sir. North,
Holy shit!
south.
Well, I sure ain't from the south.
Lucky for you. Captain Hayden Russell, 29th Ambarino Volunteer Infantry. Do you bring news from General Skollick?
Who's General Skollick?
I'm awaiting orders. We will move on Lemoyne soon and take Saint Denis from the rebels.
Oh dear.
You do know what year it is, right?
What kind of question's that? 1862, April 14th. Now move along, civilian.
Oh,
And watch
sir.
yourself. Johnny Reb's in the area.
Oh, sir. Oh, sir. Wow, I was gonna tease you about whether or not your vaulted ceilings were intentional. Can I say anything else to him? You know, I was about to say, what the hell is that stick for? But I bet you there's a flag hanging from it. Oh, he's got a cool place. Oh, I got a cigarette card. I got a cigarette card. Get the cigarette card. Ah, I need those. I forget what I need them for, but I need them. Actually, we have not seen him before, and oh, that's cool. Oh, I want these cigarette cards. Okay, I'm sad to say that I have created a bit of a confusing situation here. There is a YouTuber named Mr. Boss for the Win who has done some research on this game, and his videos are fantastic, but they are spoilerific, and he actually did go into this particular officer. And the reason I think I watched this wasn't because I was trying to get a spoiler for the game, but because this is actually related to another soldier, the guy missing an arm in, I want to say it's either Emerald or Valentine, and I have trouble keeping those two cities straight. So, like, I could see it in my head. I would navigate to the right place, but I can't remember which of the two it is. It's the one that has the church and the railroad, and there's a man missing an arm there. He fought in the war, presumably. And so, if I remember the video correctly, what Mr. Boss wanted to know was, what happens if you get these two guys to meet? And actually, come to think of it, I don't remember the outcome of the video. But I will say, this guy's been living here for the longest time, and he probably feels like he's watching for an invasion. And it's like, I'm sort of thinking, dude, you've got actually kind of an idyllic spot here, especially in the summer, and just this terrible backstory to it. I'm happy to say I don't actually remember what happened in that video, and I'm glad. But this was all before COVID started. And I remember worrying about watching those videos, and then I'd share them with my mom, because they are entertaining videos. Mr. Boss, FTW, Mr. Boss for the Win. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but dude, your videos are awesome, and I love you for it. He's definitely on he's definitely on my list of YouTubers I like to check in on. There's another guy, he does something similar, but what he does, he deals with mods of the game, and so we got to see somebody like spawned in a lion and then made it like quadruple sized. And told the game to use it as a bodyguard. It was fun to watch, I will say. Oh, I can't tell if that's an awesome house or neglect. Don't know where the water drops are coming from. Did I miss a storm? I would love to know their heating bill, which is a joke because it's 0. I both love and hate Facebook. On the one hand, I posted that we're okay. On the other hand, people want updates. It's like guys, I don't know how to set this up so that no news is good news. Oh, are these leaves the same thing that's up on the roof? 'Cause that's kind of cool. I don't want people's rum. A, I'm all full on rum, but B, I'm not here to rob. Oh, here we go. Okay, nah. I can't take the money clip for some reason. Actually, I was hoping for a cigarette card, to be honest. I don't even want the money clip. The only reason I wanted to click OK on the money clip was because I wanted to see if there was something else in there, and it was in order of what you take. Because I think you're expected to take the money clip, but like, yeah, I got... This version of Arthur has way too much money. I even had him spend a bunch of money. We dipped below, it read like 3 grand, and then somehow I'm back up to 4. Like, boy, there's got to be a story here. Like, this is all here because somebody needed me to find... Is that a chair? Wow, did chairs like that exist back then? Huh. Yeah, there's part of me going, yes, I am confident that the team that worked on this game did a lot of research. But I'm not confident that they're 100% accurate. I think there's Grand Theft Auto assets in here. I can't prove it. There was somebody claiming they saw, like one of the newspaper articles actually had references to helicopters in Vietnam. And it's like, well, that could be a Grand Theft Auto asset, but that's not a Red Dead asset. I went to where somebody claimed that. I could not find it, but I cannot rule out that it didn't change in an update. There's... Oh, it's Arthur that's stinking. Okay. I am not seeing the same leaves up here that are downstairs. I thought maybe this person had turned their roof into a garden, which I don't actually think that's a good idea, but I'd certainly want to see somebody try that. Like, well, what happens if you do that? Because, to be fair, it should mean cooler in the summer. At least that's something I read in Popular Science once and am interested in finding out. I bet you that's where our secret is. I bet you there's a way where you go underneath the house. Oof. Wait, did you hear that sound change? Interesting. Arthur should sound like he's walking on dirt. For a moment, he sounded like he was walking on wood. Hear it? That might be generic. They kind of over-cluttered this area a little bit. Like, I get what the artist was going for, but I'm investigating, and everything's kind of piling up in a way that is preventing me from doing it. I'm going to save my game real quick, and I'm just going to attempt... I'm going to see what happens if I blow up some dynamite. If not, if it doesn't do anything, I'm going to reload the game, because I might just explore this later, because I suspect there's a story element here, and since it's not obvious, I don't think you just come here for money. I think there's a reason there's money here. Also, there's a possibility the dynamite will blow up what I'm trying to... Wait a minute. Something moved, actually. Is there another fire? Okay, look. I agree with why the protesters are out, but you guys are setting fires next to a gas station. Fuck. I don't want the protesters to hurt themselves. I don't understand burning a car next to a gas station.
Okay, that's why they were charging the CBS. Because the CBS studio is secured, that's where the cop cars are
Yeah.
their cars.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they wanted in
Yeah,
there.
no, I saw we had a nice little police officer parade. They always run in formation.
Hey, boy.
Be right back. I am back, and I don't know if my audio is working. Can somebody tell me? I need to double check, I'm sorry. And if you can hear me, it's embarrassing. If you can't hear me, then I'm totally justified. Mom, can you hear me? Good, okay. I wish I had the ability to read. Even with my glasses on, the mute icon on my headset is very tiny, and I have a slight astigmatism, and it creates a little bit of an artifact such that a circle and a circle with a line through it, picture the Ghostbusters logo, are hard to discern from each other. It's like there's a slight ripple in my vision. So part of it is I think they printed it too small, and part of it is my special circumstances that I don't think everybody else on the planet experiences. Ooh, that's pretty. Alrighty. Interesting, this house has a carport. I tease, but, oh. Looks like they're ready for the protest, too. Oh, boy. The protesters are attempting to burn a flag, but it's made from modern materials, so they can't light it on fire and they can't tear it up either, so they finally just wadded it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it was just funny watching the frustration as these guys passed it around. I knew a kid in grade school who was a little on the shrimpy side, and he... on top of that, my high school started a year earlier than other high schools. My high school started in 8th grade instead of 9th grade. Anyway, that is enough of a difference to have the, well, earlier than freshmen. You definitely end up with some height discrepancies in that sort of situation. And this guy... did not have a sense of when to keep his mouth shut, and he smarted off at somebody who was something like 2 heads taller than him. And I want to mention, I went to a nerd school, and though we still had our jocks and related cliques there, it was funny watching this kind of jockish guy getting fed up with this smart-mouthed kid. He rips his glasses off his head and gives him a good hard twist. He lets them go yoink! They spring right back into shape, and then they started having a conversation about where he got his glasses, because he would love to have unbreakable glasses. And as far as I know, that completely ended the conflict. So, good job, lens crafters. So, I'm sorry, I had to mention the nerd school, because the school I went to before that one, that situation would not have been diffused by unbreakable glasses. It would have been. Whoa, hang on.
Okay,
We've had a problem in LA with protesters trying to shut down highways, and they're cutting to a highway. It's the same time of day, so I don't think this is yesterday's video. I don't know what's going on yet. I will say I vehemently object to protesting on the highway. And it's for the same reason I mentioned about, I don't know if I mentioned on the video, but one of the reasons I don't want to drive anywhere near a protest is that I've walked amongst protesters before, and they kind of forget about traffic rules, because you're walking in the middle of a street, and so it's easy to just kind of assume there aren't cars there. And then when something happens, like a loud bang, and people start scattering, it's kind of like squirrels. They go in random directions, and so when you have that combined with even just slow-moving vehicles, there is a potential for a tragedy to happen. And I care about these people here, and I care about the protest. It's like I've decided I can't attend it, but I can certainly make a conscious decision to not cause any problems with it. And that's kind of where I'm at on that. Another abandoned house. Why are all these houses abandoned? And this one has lake property. Look at this. They have a little pond. There's fish. Those are either methane bubbles or fish. I see a frog. There's a frog here. See it? When you get people near the highway, now you have drivers who are talking about highway speeds, and you do a different set of driving when you're in a situation like that. If you're protesting and you're trying to shut down a highway, you are going to get run over. Not because anybody is hostile, but just because that's the potential. You got vehicles getting ready to get up to 60 miles an hour. You got vehicles coming down from 60 miles an hour. You got, a driver can only look in one direction at a time. I'm sorry. I used to be a pedestrian in a downtown area, and I don't have a high opinion of either pedestrians or drivers. And mixing them just fills me with dread. Oh dear, that's a skeleton. I'm gonna save my game here. Is that just a really crappy skeleton, or is there something sticking out of him? Kind of wishing there was a light in here, because those boots look like they're above the blanket, but his legs are not. Wait a minute, why can't I see his boots? I guess that could make sense. I can't tell if what I'm looking at is the blanket is degraded. Huh. I might have waited till daylight. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and have Arthur camp, because this lack of daylight's killing me here. Oh, I was gonna reload my game. Oh well. I already fucked that up. I was gonna reload in case I damaged that house. Oh well. I can't tell where that protest is. Tear down the camp. Thanks for the brownies there, horse. Look, if I tell you one more fucking time to tear down the camp... Damn, how many times I gotta click the fucking button?
Time to go, boy.
I've lost my, oh, it's back. Okay, we might be getting our curfew. Raimi, you hearing that? I gotta go talk to my wife. Sorry guys, hang on. I'm back. Can you hear me? Okay, so you can't hear me. Sorry, I had to fiddle with my audio settings here. Okay, we have a hilarious bit of confusion here, and the hilarity is the tragedy of it. I don't know if the reporter slipped up a little bit, but they basically described that... So the curfew right now is downtown, and I'm 10 miles from downtown. Okay? But there is a protest within a city block or two of me. They mentioned a specific street. This is interesting. Hang on. I'm just going to pause for a second, finish my thought. They basically said there's a major street, and if you're in a certain compass direction from that street, you can expect there's going to be a curfew soon. Okay? Now, here's the hilarious part of that. We are neighboring that street. Okay? The property borders that street in the opposite compass direction, which is also the opposite direction of downtown. So, did this guy get the wrong compass direction and he really means where we are toward downtown? Or does he mean that downtown is under curfew and the area away from my protest is under curfew and we're not under curfew? I am chuckling at this. I think this is just because they're waiting for the full verbiage. So we'll see what happens. Okay, back to the game here. Dream catchers are a part of this game. I don't know how, because every time I've seen a reference to them, it was in a spoiler context. So I stayed away from it. I do wonder though if this is related to the trail trees, because that would be Native Americans leaving it behind, maybe. But on the other hand, like today, I don't think dream catchers are Native American. I think that's more of a tourist thing. But I'm not somebody who's particularly educated on this topic, so I'm going to go ahead and bail on that topic. But I do think there is a little bit of I do believe in this game they've introduced some Native American type culture into it, and there's definitely some of that with Rains Fall and all that. But I do wonder if they did a richer dive into it, like, because if I were researching this game, I would want to know everything about that, and I would want to start finding details that most people might not know about. And I will say, I don't think this game has quite done that yet. I'm going to say it does feel a little generic on the side of the Native Americans with this game. So I don't know. But you know what? I'm still in the middle of this game. Who knows? Maybe I just haven't wandered. I'm definitely not in this part of the country very often. So it's possible I'm just finally spending some time here and checking it out. And I'm curious about it because I love when we find these obscure things, like the trail tree, and I think I'm calling it by the wrong name. But anyway, I loved that. I loved finding that article. Like, when this game's over, I'm going to finish reading that. I want to know how they shaped that tree, because I got $10 that says it started when it was a sapling. I bet anything. It started as a sapling. They put it into something to make it do that, and eventually they took it away. And I would just like to know what that is, because I think that's somebody investing years to do that. And that sounds interesting, don't it? Okay. What I couldn't tell from the being here at night is this. I think I see fire damage. The boots again. Ooh, that is a bloodstain, sir. Oh, Arthur, you're too tall. Are you too short? Okay, You know, this resembles something, but it's something that came along after this game, so I know it's not that. But it resembles a crime scene from a TV show I watched called American Horror Story, and in just this last season, which would have been, they wouldn't have even written it until after this game came out. I just say, eh. Oh no, I'm thinking. You know what? I'm thinking. I'm sorry, I'm mixing this game up with GTA. Never mind. This game is only a year old. I mean, he's the... Okay, the accordion player. Alright. That person has a blanket on their head. Wow. The second hour under the half moon? You know, I had a conversation with somebody on Facebook the other day that kind of went in this direction. Is that wind? What's that sound I'm hearing? We're about to have a storm. Oh. Actually the local helicopter, the sound was just starting to bleed through the speakers here. That's why I was actually hearing outside. That's why I paused the game. I was still hearing it when I paused the game. So there's part of me that wants to see what happens, like, under the half moon. You know what? To the Wikia. Alright. rdr2 half moon. Let's just say cult. Okay. Okay. Suddy. Hey. Hey. Stop tearing up my couch. Stop it. I'll pet you, though. Yes, I'll pet you. Okay, so there is something here. And I got a spoiler warning, so I'm like, okay. This might actually be new content to the game. The way it reads kind of sounds like that. So yeah, it's a cult. And there's references to UFOs here, and I was just thinking, I don't know when the half moon happens, but I've never paid attention to the moon in this game. And there's a particular mountain. Hi, baby. Don't you walk on my keyboard. Don't you walk on my keyboard. You're not cute enough for that. You're not cute enough for that. Hi, baby. You already get away with murder. Sorry, I'm scratching a kitty butt here. I'll be with you in a second. She's parked under my hand, taking her butt scritches. Hi, baby. Hi. Aw, she's enjoying it. You know what? I think she just needed a little reassurance here. She's sitting under my hand, just enjoying the scritches. Good kitty girl. I love you. Love you, baby. You're my baby girl. Hi. She's wrapping her tail around my arm. It's cute. Mount Shan. So Mount Shan is located north of Strawberry, which actually, I think Strawberry is a fair way from here. Isn't Strawberry? Yeah, okay. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, there's Mount Shan. Hi, sweetie. I have a kitty in my lap here. Hi, baby. Ordinarily, she might be saying play with me, but this feels more like Daddy, I love you. Daddy, I love you. Oh, there she goes. Okay. Okay, I don't want to read any further, but... Okay. Well, do we want to go try it out? I don't think there's anything else in here I care about. And I can always find it again. I, for a brief moment, because of the helicopter, thought that something was actually happening here. Incidentally, if these guys really were after hitching a ride, they are in the wrong part of the country. That letter says so. I'll be right back in just a sec. I'm back, sorry about that. Can you tell me if you still hear me? I'm having questionable audio issues here. Well, all paths seem to lead here. I can't get... It's interesting that I marked that. I can't... Oh. I don't remember why I put that marker there, but if what I'm looking for is not there, I'm going to head back there. I got to be really careful here because the description to get here is entirely spoilerific, and I just don't want it. I already know more than I want to. However, what I do know isn't that surprising if you've ever played Grand Theft Auto. You know, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going to point this out because I've been to Strawberry a few times. This is the first time I've ever taken notice of a gallows here. I'm sure that's been there the entire time. It's just I never picked up on it before. Yeah. Sadie, get off my computer. Thank you. Good girl. Get off my computer. Hey, get off of that. Thank you. It must drive cats crazy that humans have these arbitrary, things we get fussy about. You know, I'm not gonna lie, there's something compelling me to take this path, and it might be because I've never seen it before. Look at all the fallen trees, though. I wonder if this had a massive snow melt. This might be where the marker is. Oh, the marker's behind me. Okay. So I marked something up there. Now I am looking for something. It is Native American, or at least it's done in the style of Native American, and there's a reason I'm being that nitpicky about it, because I don't think it's meant to be Native American made. I think it's meant to be somebody trying to attract aliens here, and so they made something just kind of in the ballpark of that. And if you're wondering why I'm over specific about that, I actually do art direction for them. Oh, there's snow! Look at that! That means we're above a certain altitude. Part of my job when I do, I create 3D environments. So like, you might have noticed a lot of my remarks are about like the color of something here. Like, notice we're above the altitude and look at the snow! So somebody's job on Red Dead was to make the decision that we need the... Doesn't that look like Link's Master Sword is back there? Like I'm about to go pick up a sword. I bet you this is where the marker is too. Oh, no, it's just a bird sitting there. See, this is why I don't take this game too seriously sometimes. It is interesting that it kind of lured me to this rock that somehow avoided getting snow on it. Okay. Also, by the way, that remark I just made is exactly what an art director would be like. So why is there all this snow on top of the mountain, but not on that rock? The rock with the flat top. Even this one attempts to have a little snow on it. Why didn't this rock get it? So that's, oddly enough, my job where I work is sometimes like that. I swear that's a floating... Yep, floating rock. Floating rock. Check out that floating rock. Can I stand on a floating rock? Nope, Arthur passes through the floating rock. Okay, sorry. But that's where a lot of my remarks come from. So, like, if I need somebody to build a dream catcher, then decisions about which materials you would use would become important. You might find out something like a color is not available. Like they could do things in this color, and this color, but they can't do this color because it wasn't until 1905 that somebody discovered you could make this color with, you know what I mean? Like, you go back far enough, and purple was a color that you had to be really wealthy if you had anything purple. And that's because the method to create a purple paint, dye, whatever you want to call it, was difficult, expensive, and limited to a certain region. And if you could imagine that you could only make brown colors if you had coffee beans, if you put that picture in your head, you get kind of the right idea now. It's like, okay, well, where can coffee grow, etc., etc. And so, yeah, there are art direction decisions you make. I wish I could talk about what I just worked on, because I stumbled upon a great example of art direction and how you make certain decisions and why you make certain decisions. And I could verbally describe really easily a choice I made just because I wanted somebody to understand why we did it. And we found it. And now you can see what I mean about it looking kind of Native American, but it's not really Native American. And I want to emphasize, I would use the word stereotypical, not actual genuine, because a lot of things we think about what it looked like, but what the world looked like back then, are wrong. And we have several decades of movies that have kind of polluted our perceptions. And look at that. Not subtle. Wait a minute. Red, orange, yellow, orange, okay, at first I thought, oh, look how subtle, an arrow, and then I went, oh, but there's all these other arrows. And why is that texture unfiltered? I hate when artists do that, and no, I'm not going to explain that, because amusingly nitpicky and actually difficult to explain and means next to nothing. But let's just say, does that snow look like snow, or does it look like a handful of pixels? Okay. Well, got an arrow pointing this way, right? Let's see what the magic map says. I don't know that does anything for me. Oh! I'm actually wondering if, I can't find where Arthur is. Hang on. I've lost my landmarks here. Okay. Interesting. You know what? If you told me that arrow was pointing at the reservation here, I might believe it. I might believe it. Here, let's try it. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna put my marker here. And so I'm basically looking right at the marker. I lost my arrow. Where's my arrow? I don't know. Jury's still out. You could say that this one is pointing at the reservation, which, incidentally, if somebody figured that out in that time, I'm impressed. I mean, if you look at the way I figured it out, that is not the way anybody doing this could have figured it. Boy, I'm afraid to look this up. I almost want to figure this out on my own. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna do something here. Okay, first off, this is probably gonna get dangerous. I'm gonna mark where I'm at, though, because I'll do that. Oh, is that pretty much where I figured out it would be? Oh, that's funny. Okay. I think that's where I wasn't sure exactly where to find this, but my instinct that'd be where a bunch of paths converged is correct. I am getting a very desperate look from a playful kitten. Hi, baby. Hang on, sorry. Kitty visit. Hi, baby. Hi. Don't you walk on my laptop. Don't you walk on my laptop. But I got all the pets you want. I got all the pets you want. Hi, baby. Hi. You good girl. Good. Daddy loves you. Baby. I love you too. You can sit on my lap, that's okay. I'd be surprised if you sat on my lap, because you're not really a lap sitter, but my baby girl is sitting right here under my arm, enjoying her head being rubbed. She's being a good baby. Good baby. You love your dad. Huh? I love you. I love you. Yeah, hi. You're so sweet. You are so sweet. Okay, well, I don't know when the half moon is. And by the way, the reason I'm... Oh, nope. Why did you do that? She just got up, put her claw into my chest, which hurt, and then my mic. So if you heard a scrape on the mic, that was Suddy. Suddy telling me I'm not paying enough attention to her. Hi, baby. I'm sorry. Oh, please don't hang out of vehicles. I realize you're going 5 miles an hour, but... You good baby. I'm going to mention the protest real quick. I'm watching and I'm listening to what the reporter's saying. The message is, yep, there's lots of the protesters out. We're not actually seeing vandalism or any of that stuff. However, right after she said that, I'm watching several people head in the direction of a business. Oh, that was earlier. Okay. Hi. What do you want? You need to be patient, Missy. Look, I will pet you and I will tell you you're pretty, but I'm not playing with you right now because I'm busy. You need to learn that. You need to learn that. Stop it. Not now, baby. Sorry, some of the video from the down on the ground at the protest is kind of funny. You get a nice little swath of LA represented here. Okay, where's my horse? My horse is like, are you fucking serious? Why'd you bring me here? I can't even breathe, dude. I need to get Arthur here at 2 a.m. The only problem is which day at 2 a.m. could be a problem. But first thing I gotta do is get to where I can, why do I have my dynamite? Get to where I can camp. So hopefully I can do, oh, tree line, okay. I bet if I can get down to the tree line, that'll do it. Easy there, horse. Come on, horse. You can slide your way down if you need to. This horse has to hate me. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have him sleep. I'm gonna try evening. Oh goody, the Goodwill I visit is on TV. Lovely. Alright, now I may have made a tactical blunder here in that the problem with camping is that he leaves. So I gotta go back to where I was, and it may take longer. It should be, yeah, it's midnight. Ah! It's already 12:30, damn. Oh, farts. Where's the moon? Where's my half moon? Can't see the moon. Okay, well, doesn't matter. Alright.
Idiot.
Okay. I'm gonna try to full speed my way up there. That did not work. Okay. Actually, that was not a glitch, if you can believe that. The horse on autopilot just didn't know what to do. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. I'm sorry, that was unexpectedly funny. Oh, I got so little time to get... I got little time to get there. Oh, it's a half moon! Ah! Alright, I'm good, I'm good, I can make it, I can make it, I can make it. Oh, jeez. I could not breathe out for a second there. I genuinely thought my horse went sailing off down there. I'm like, you're kidding. Oh no, please don't let this be what prevents me from... Uh-oh. Shit, am I late? I can't tell. I wouldn't have been if this had a horse path. I might have just missed this. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, Arthur, get out of there. Something is that might have been a half moon, and I don't know. You're supposed to be here at 2 in the morning on a half moon. I can camp here? Shit. I still have a sweetie girl. She wants to play. She's telling me I haven't played with her enough today. I'm gonna be going in a few minutes here, and I will play with her. I think I've figured out how to play with her in a way that's a little more satisfying to her, so I'm in the process of trying to figure out. I kind of wonder if it's kind of like getting pizza. Like, even a bad pizza you'll still eat, but if you've ever really craved, oh, I hate that sound cue. If you've ever craved a particular type of pizza, like for me it's I think it's called Minsky's. Is it Minsky's? I feel like I got the name wrong. There is a Minsky's in my hometown, but I'm referring to a local place here. I feel like I got the name wrong. Something about their pizza, I really like it, and the weird thing is I feel like I could eat an entire pizza in one sitting. Something about the food, I don't know, I just love it. Stokies? It's gonna drive me crazy now. And, the problem is, though, imagine eating a bunch of really crappy pizza, and really what you want is that really good pizza. And it could take you a while to find it. And I kind of think that's what's going on with my kitty cat here, is she will play. And she'll chase the string, she'll chase the laser. Every once in a great while, I can even get her to bat at my finger. But when it comes to actual, like, play, like, you play with her and then she leaves you alone for a while, there has to be a noise element involved, and so I'm figuring that out. And so for the past few nights, I've been dedicating some time to just playing that particular game with her. And then throughout the day, I find other little bits of time just to go, hey, we're playing. I play with you. Because I'll tell you, we did encounter quite the play monster here unexpectedly. Like, if you would have met her at the shelter, you would not have taken her for a cat that likes to play. And the first night here, we actually did get, we got the laser out, I actually got her to chase. It was either first or second night. I actually did get her to... I see tear gas. Alright, we're okay. Don't be concerned, I'm just saying I see tear gas. For the record, we are close enough that we've had a conversation about what to do if it wafts over here, but the conversation wasn't we should stay away from here because of it, if that makes any sense. So that's all I'm going to say on the topic. We'll see how it develops. Looks like the protesters just threw the tear gas back at the cops. That's funny. I'm sorry. I think that's funny. Really wishing I had milk in the house right now. Curzon. Oh, sorry, looking at the street names. Well, I gotta get Arthur to wait. And the problem is, he's got 5 more hours to wait. What can Arthur do while he's up here? Does it always rain up here? It's like Florida up here. Jeez. I spent a couple of weeks in Orlando for work, and it is interesting how it'll, like, here we I brought up milk because it's a base, and or is it an alkaline? I'm sorry, it's an alkaline. Look, I did not. I failed chem. I got an F in chemistry. Not kidding. But I don't know what they put in tear gas, and that's why I wish I had milk, because at least I'd have something to try. That's all. That's the reason I mentioned that. Okay, Orlando. Yeah, Orlando weather. You don't find out if it's going to rain for the day. You find out is it going to rain in the morning or afternoon, or at night. It's like, am I going to need an umbrella when I leave to go to my car? I am enjoying watching the atmosphere roll in here. Isn't that cool? That could be a half moon. Dear artists that worked on the environmental and lens effects, you guys are fantastic. I still love the cloud system in this game. Isn't that beautiful? Dear Rockstar, your artists kick ass. That's an egotistical artist who's full of himself telling you that. On Facebook, congratulations to the astronauts that left Earth today. Good choice. Hi, baby kitty. I still have a kitty camped out next to me here. I think she's just decided to wait till I finish whatever the hell it is I'm doing. What's funny is she does look at the TV if PlayStation's on once in a while. I have no idea if she has a sense of what I'm doing at all, or if she just accepts that humans do things that are weird. I'm mainly saying this for the benefit of my mom, but the protests are happening right where I'd look at the piggies. There used to be a animal shelter near here that would bring. They had a little petting zoo at the farmers market, and they had pigs and they had goats, and what they were doing, they were like a shelter for animals like that. I don't remember if it's barnyard animals or if it's just animals that can live in a farm type setting, but they would bring them out so people could meet them, and they'd ask for donations to help with sheltering. I think they helped out during the wildfires with some of the horses. I may have some of the details wrong. I do remember they were doing something awesome during the wildfires. I don't remember if it was horses or something else, but let's just say I was enjoying visiting the piggies and giving them a donation because their work is very important. Waiting until 2 a.m. At least the scenery's nice. What do you think? Is there anybody out and about? Well, there's a city, which I would just... I don't actually know which city that is. Is that Strawberry? Okay. Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, okay. You know why I'm confused? I thought that was ocean back there, and it's not. It's just a shadow. Okay. I was like, Strawberry is not a coastal city. The reporter is actually now saying that Protesters are throwing the tear gas canisters back. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm enjoying watching the protesters here. The police have thrown tear gas canisters. Protesters are grabbing traffic cones, putting the traffic cone over the tear gas canister, and then pouring water into it. I don't know if that's working, but you could see the exchanging of glances over at the police officer's side. The reporter is making sure to emphasize they're not seeing vandalism. No disruption of private property. I don't expect this to last, but I will say this is why I'm not too worried about the protesters, because like I do think they intend to make a positive difference here. 45 minutes. Boy, if that's not a half moon, I don't know what is. I don't know if you can get more half moon than that. Like, seriously, if nothing happens at 2 a.m., I'm shutting down the game. But I will give the game credit. It has not led me on goose chases like this very often, so I'm not... Oh, cool. I just noticed Arthur's jacket is blowing in the direction of the wind. See how it's blowing behind him? And now it's blowing to screen right. Alright, any second. I don't know how to convey to you what's happening near me here, but I can tell you I'm watching live helicopter footage of the protest, and you can hear in my voice I'm not somebody who's afraid. Now, I will be leaving soon, but that's only because I got some other things to do tonight. It's not because I'm worried or anything like that, and I'm not leaving, like, the apartment. I'm either going to go watch TV with my wife, or I'm going to go play a different game. Well, I should have hitched a ride to the people back at the house. Well, I'm sorry. I'll make a decision on whether or not to look this up even further. Well, I'm at the highest peak in the game, so how far do you think I can make Arthur fall? I'm ready to say goodbye to the game. Sorry, just the timing of that after what I just said. No, it was a goof. That rock is out of place. I realize how tired I am. I actually meant to take a nap today and forgot. That's an interesting rock formation. Oh, such a sleepy little girl. Hi, baby kitty. When my kitty's asleep and it looks like I'm gonna go pet her, she stretches in a way that to say, I'm about to get petted. This is perfect. And it makes me smile every time. He's a very nice kitty. Come on. Come on. Oh, Arthur, you're killing me. Oh, there's something up there. Ah, ah. What's up there? What's up there? No, I want it. I want it. Get up there. Oh, damn it. How'd I get up there? So it looks like the game generated some vegetation up there, so I'm seeing that. But now I'm going, no, there's got to be something up there. Either their AI system made a weird choice to put that up there, or an artist put something up there for an asshole like me to go find. And then go, yeah, it did it. It was, at least it didn't totally waste my time looking for that damn UFO. Oh no! No, 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 go back. Oh. Okay, just stop, just stop, just stop. Take a break. Ah. Oh. Don't you start snoring. You're like right next to me, cat. I'm trying to find something funny to do to end this game, and like, all I'm doing is giving myself anxiety. The voice actor did a great job of that. Yeah, shit. Love it. I can't imitate it. There was a definite authenticity to that aw shit. I really do appreciate the voice acting in this game. To me, it's a minor, kind of rude of me to not know their names. Floating rocks! Floating rocks! I found floating rocks! I could tell which areas of this map didn't get as much QC. Just saying. And yes, I'm being a jerk about it because I've had to do that job. It sucks. It is so easy to put floating rocks in a digital environment. Floating rocks, floating plants. I could go into detail, but the short version is that there's only so much memory and there's only so much time. Wait, is this a place I could jump off? Damn it! Alright, I'll go down to that peak down there, and if I can't jump there... Ooh! Okay. Where is this? Where? What am I... Okay, I don't know if you're following what's going on, but I fell... Wait, is that it? I fell down here. Oh, hey guys, I am standing on a floating rock. Hi, Endo. Beep, beep. Floating rock! Okay. Aliens can... No, 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 no. We're not going to have a cat fight on my lap. Guys, I'll be out in a minute. Give me a break. I'm standing on a floating rock here. I'm trying to get a good shot of it. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Just trust me. I'm standing on a floating rock, okay? When I spin, you can kind of see it. Okay. I think that's part of the alien thing here. See, I would never have spotted this if that dialogue hadn't popped up saying... Damn it. Is that a bear? Anderson? Get your ass off my couch. Don't make me tell you again. I love you, kitty. So, it's a DNA, a squid, and a... What the hell is floating over my head? And oh, was it that bird? Okay. Anyway, DNA... Oh, come on. I just want to get a little closer. Maybe my... This is like me trying to get pictures of the protest today. Well, I'm going to save my game because those are actually a big deal. I do think the rock carvings actually have to do with, sorry for the burp there, with aliens. I don't remember exactly what happens, but it's either related to the aliens or there actually is a time travel plot somewhere in this game. And incidentally, shame on this game for having a time travel plot and not making it related to Grand Theft Auto. I mean, come on. Did you know in Grand Theft Auto you actually can get a Red Dead prop? I think it's John Marston's gun or something like that. I could be wrong. I'm only lightly aware of who John Marston is. Oh, that's where I just was. Sorry, I'm not so smart sometimes. Okay. Wow! Did you see the Michael Jackson dismount there? I could never do that again in a million years. Oh, I love it. Incidentally, if this were Breath of the Wild, I'd just be sliding on my shield down. In case you're wondering why I'm so reckless about how I run around here. And that rock back there looks like the mighty, the mighty monarch's cocoon. Oh, I forgot about this. Now, why did I mark? Now, a thing about marks on the map. Since I don't write down why I put them, I kind of rely on my memory to deal with it. And if I can't remember, then I try to use the context. So here I am in the middle of a mountainside, and I've put a marker here, and who knows when, why, or how. But here's the thing: it's a very good possibility I was standing on another mountain looking for something, and something interesting popped up, and so I thought this is where I need to come back and look. And yeah, I don't know why I put that there, but who cares? Ah! And yes! I did a double dive. What do you think? Okay. I'm gonna say all is well. I'm leaving here. All is well. We anticipate things are gonna be well. Have a good night. I love anybody who is listening to this video. I mean that. And if you understand the context of the protest, you understand why I'm saying that. And stay safe.